Dr. Hitesh Kankalkar to Happy Diwali and Happy Dhanteras. Uh, Now I'm starting my presentation on my journey of the PhD with currently in DPC Progress Review 6 on my topic of investigation and performance analysis of solar power hybrid solid desiccant cooling system. Uh, this is the it is the objective slightly modified up to my uh, research work I have to be carried out during this up to this fifth DPC, that is to be slightly modified in terms of to analyze the second objective that is to be fulfilled within the fifth DPC, that is to be analyze the different types of desiccant dehumidifier channel geometry with a different operating performance parameter through CFD analysis by using ANSYS CFX and the compare the experimental and simulation results. And the last one is to experimental investigation on the performance of a desiccant dehumidifier at a different operating parameters like low humidity and high temperature ranges of a hybrid desiccant cooling systems. Uh, After the preparation of my setup, that is to be number of parameters, that is to be performance parameters I found to perform this experimentation. Uh, in the comment I received during the DPC fifth review, that is to try to communicate the numerical result to a good appropriate journals for publication. Second is to experimental planning has been carried out and most of the purchase have been completed. And elementary experimentation is to be planned in the coming semester. That is, and number of equipment is rest of the equipment I need to purchase during. That is to comment I received during the DPC fifth. According to based on that my work, the content I covered in this presentation is to specification of the component used for preparing the experimental setup. The number one. Second, to the total cost of the component used for my experimentation, and whatever the primary experimental results I obtained after the primary experimentation during the performance. This is the first paper I have communicated with the energy and building journals. The title with the performance analysis for desiccant dehumidifier with a different channel geometry using CFD. Uh, this is the reputed journals in elsewhere. Now I'm waiting for the review. That the next is the specification of the components used for preparing the experimental setup. So there are a number of components used to prepare this experimental setup: the test room, desiccant wheel, heat recovery wheel, frame section, vapor compression, refrigeration system, air heater, control switch, different types of control switch for the AC as well as DC regulating switch. Then bakelite sheet, DHT22 type sensors for temperature and humidity measurement, Arduino board for IDE 1.8.13 board to receiving the data from the DHT22 sensors, then CPU and monitor for the data collection. And there are a exhaust and suction fan also providing for the dehumidification as well as the regeneration sections with the variable speed. It is to be operating with the help of different types of heat regulating speed regulating switch for a DC as well as AC. This is the test room that is already presenting during the cooling load calculations as well as in the DPC fifth also. The size is 8 by 7.5 feet by 7.5 feet by 7.5 feet of my cabin. It is considering as a test room. This is the enthalpy wheel as well as the desiccant wheel. It is to be already purchased in the previous semester. And this heat recovery wheel, it is to be fabricated, self-fabricated with the whatever the CFM I obtained for my cooling for my test room. It is around 280 CFM. So according to that, the available desiccant wheel is 350 cfm, and on the basis of that, I have to design this heat recovery wheel and fabricate it with the different strainers, which is to be used in the farming. Uh, After that, there is a one frame, two frame I have fabricated. One is duct for preparing the duct for desiccant cooling system section, and second frame is used for to set the VCR systems. And these two systems is to be clubbed together and becoming one hybrid desiccant cooling systems. uh, this is the alignment and assembly of a desiccant wheel as well as the enthalpy wheel in a frame section. The frame size is 8 inch by 15 inch is the square size. It is nothing but it is a 400 400 mm square of duct size, and length is 5 feet. In between there is a two partition we are using. This is the partition section. It is preparing with the help of a bakelite sheet, because the bakelite sheet is the highest thermal, which is having the highest thermal resistance, so that we can minimize the loss of heat during the condensation as well as the regeneration section. So over here, this is in the duct section. If you can see that there is a two portion is divided. In the fan size, there is a suction fan and exhaust fan. The suction fan, which is supply the air to in the cabin, and exhaust fan that is to be suck the air, and it is to be supplied to the our desiccant wheel, and the desiccant wheel to the enthalpy wheel. Then further it is to be passing over the, this is the evaporating coil is over here, and this evaporating coil will cool the air, and that is to be further enter to the room. On the back side of this channel section, that is the regeneration section. Over there I kept mounted the heater as well as the suction and exhaust fan for the regeneration purpose. This is the assignment alignment which is to be taking the mounting of transmission as well as the transmission system, as well as the alignment of the wheel and enthalpy wheel and the desiccant wheel. Over here, according to the my requirement, the size of the duct is now converted into the 8 inch by 15 inch. Previously, there is a square section that is the 15 by 15 inch, but after partition, it is to be divided into two sections for the regeneration as well as the basic dehumidification section. The section is now divided in the form of two sections. Though over there is a available volume of section is 8 by 15 by 2 feet. So that is the according to that the heater is requirement. So it is not